Hello and welcome to episode 3 of European Domination Blues. My name is Manxman Matt, and today we're going to have just a single game episode against Paris Saint-Germain. I'm not sure, but I think going forward we'll probably cut it down to one game per episode because I'm taking quite a lot longer than I thought. I thought each game would last about 10 minutes max, whereas at the moment the episodes are going up at about half an hour, which I think is a little bit too long. So for this episode and probably for the next episode as well, we're going to cut it down to one. And if I get any feedback in the comments that you prefer two, then I might look to review it from there. But certainly for this episode and the next episode, there's just going to be one live com. And let's get into the game at the moment. So today we're facing PSG, and this is the team that I'm planning on using. So we've got Courtois in goal, Gary Cahill, Anders Christensen, and David Luiz, who's back fit, as the back three. We've then got Victor Moses playing at right wing back. I'm playing Azpilicueta at left wing back, um, purely because I want to be able to drop him if need be, drop him back into being a normal fullback, and he can do that. I know Marcus Alonso could as well, and he might be better off at the right hand side, but Marcus Alonso is a high risk injury because of the injury on the medical centre, so I don't want to risk him too much. We've then got N'Golo Kante and Bakayoko playing in central midfield. I've got Pedro on the right wing as a roundoiter, Hazard on the left wing as an inside forward, supporting Michy Batshuayi up front. Batshuayi is not fit, but we do not have a fit striker. We, I think Morata is still a couple of games away from being fully fit. He's still injured, and Giuseppe Rossi can't cut it at this level. To be honest with you, I think I'm going to have to risk Rossi actually because there's no way Batshuayi is making it through the game. With that, I think we'll start with Giuseppe Rossi. We'll turn him into a trequartista because it's the only thing he can do, and we'll look to bring Batshuayi on some way into the second half. At least as a trequartista, Giuseppe Rossi will be able to hopefully hold the ball up and play Hazard and Pedro, and with Pedro as a roundoiter, he should be getting into the box a bit more. So it should support Giuseppe Rossi. I'm not happy about having to do that, but I can't see anything else that we can do. Batshuayi is just, if I play him like that, he's going to get injured again, and we're going to go to the point where we've only got Giuseppe Rossi anyway. It's better to at least start with Rossi. Hopefully, Batshuayi won't get injured when he comes on, and then we've got Batshuayi for the weekend. So I'll just quickly show you how we've got on since the last game. So the last game you were here for was the Liverpool game that we lost 3-0. We then beat Newcastle at home, lost to PSG the first time round 3-1. Beat Swansea at home. We then lost to Sunderland in the Carrier Bag Cup or whatever it's called. Again, that was a totally rotated side. We still should have beaten them. I think the lowest star rating player we had on the pitch was a 2-star rating player. And we were totally outclassed by Sunderland. We had a load of shots from long distance, but didn't really challenge their goalkeeper. I was really disappointed with that. And those players, if there had been team talk functions in this game, would have got a rollicking. But I can't do team talks because this is FM Touch, so we've just had to make sure that all players involved in that game were dropped for the following game, which was away against Huddersfield. Yeah, away against Huddersfield. We drew that 0-0. Again, I'm not very happy about that result either, but there wasn't much I could do about it. We played all right. We had a fair few attacks, but it just didn't go the way that we were hoping. As you can see, we're on a run of we're playing currently game 3 of a 5-game away run. Um, Now we've been struggling away from home a little bit this season, so obviously that's not helping us. As you can see, we've only lost one game at home, I believe. Oh, yeah, so we've only lost one game at home all season. So being on a run of away games is not that favourable. Again, we've then got 3 games at home and then 3 games away. It's not the average home away, home away, home away that you normally get until a lot later on in the season. So you've seen the team, so let's get into this game. So here we've got the PSG lineup. You've got Areola in goal, Dani Alves, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva, and Yuri as their back four. Motto, Rabiot, and Pastore in midfield. Neymar and Di Maria on the wings with Cavani up front. I think Cavani got 2 and Neymar got 1 in the last game. I note they're not playing Kylian Mbappe. I think he came off the bench when we played them in the first round. I believe Di Maria was in central midfield, and they were playing, I think, Lucas on the wing in the last game as well. So I'm not sure. I think they're probably going to control the midfield with Motta, Rabiot, and Pastore. Uh, Kante in real life can do the job of two people, but on this game, it doesn't seem to allow Kante to be quite as overpowered as he really is in real life. Will hopefully, because we're on a counter-attacking instruction, be good enough to at least slow them down in their attacks. I think they scored early on in the first game and then didn't score until late on. We had quite a while at 1-1. Hopefully, we can try and sit back on and attack them on the counter with the pace that we've got in the squad, and hopefully we'll be able to do something against PSG. So let's get into this game. So it's lumped forward to Rossi, who does not do anything. Out to Neymar. Neymar's cut past the entire squad, but he's put that some way wide of the target. Pedro doesn't win that. All the way back to their goalkeeper, Pastore, to Rabiot. Pastore again out to Di Maria, who's cutting inside, and again finishes miles off target. 10 minutes in, and they've got a corner. Pastore heads it on, and Rabiot finds the goal. It's disappointing to concede from open play against a team like this, but there's nothing you can do to stop that. If the header was going wide, but Pastore was just in there. Sorry, Rabiot was just in the right place to finish that. Motta clears it down to Di Maria. Hazard wins it back out to Pedro. Pedro into Kante. Plays it out to Victor Moses, but he misses it. Neymar's in. Neymar shoots, and it's straight down the goalkeeper's throat. Pastore picks the ball up out to Neymar. Neymar crosses it in to Cavani. Great save by Courtois and cleared away by David Luiz. They're building from the back here. Thiago Silva out to Neymar. Neymar's running across the entire goal. Well cleared by Azpilicueta, but it's straight back. Neymar's got it again. He swings it into the back post. Di Maria, I think that's off the crossbar, and Di Maria has scored. So Marquinhos up to Rabiot. Neymar picks it up. He runs past our entire defence, swings it in, and Di Maria, it looks like it's come back off the crossbar, hit him and gone in the goal. That's a little bit disappointing, but Cavani picks the ball up, back to Rabiot. Neymar's there, and again a good save there by Courtois. I don't think it was. I think it might have been a tame shot, but good to see that he's getting on the end of these shots. Giuseppe Rossi with the ball forward, and Hazard, it looks like a looping header over the top of Areola, brings us back into this game. We haven't deserved anything at all from this game so far, and it's a looping header from Hazard over the goalkeeper and into the far corner. And that's half time. As you can see, we've been totally outclassed here. I'm surprised the possession is so different, because all we've seen is attacks from PSG. As you can see, they've had 17 shots in the first half, with 7 of those on target. Courtois has played remarkably well, but obviously there's not much you can do against 7 shots on target. Eventually, especially as one of them hit the crossbar and came back and hit Di Maria, there's not much you can do there. And against a team like PSG, I'd take 2-1 at half time. Hopefully, we can build back into this with Bakayoko to come on in the second half and act as a complete forward rather than Trequartista that we've got at the moment. Hopefully, we can move forward and get back into this game. Let's start the second half off. Hazard into Bakayoko. Hazard plays it forward. Pedro is in, and Pedro shoots far wide. Dreadful shot from Pedro. Clearance by their goalkeeper. Christensen heads it forward, but it's come back out to them. Neymar again with a shot wide. Okay, there's half an hour left in this game. I think we're safe now to bring Batshuayi on, and bring him on for Rossi and make him a complete forward, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have a possibility of getting something from this game that we haven't deserved early on. There's not been many highlights in this second half, and PSG haven't looked anywhere near as threatening as they did in the first. We're going to leave it as just the one substitution for now. We might bring Fabregas on shortly. Thiago Silva plays the ball out to Neymar, who was in yards of space, and again he's hit that ball off target. Okay, with 20 minutes to go, I think it's probably safe to make another substitution. looking at that, I think we're probably best. I'm going to bring Cesc Fabregas on for Bakayoko, who has the yellow card, and I'm going to change him into a deep lying playmaker. Hopefully, he can fire a few balls forward, either to Hazard, Pedro, or Batshuayi. I'm also going to change Hazard to an inside forward on attack. See if I can get him to just get up in support of Batshuayi a little bit more when we do counter attack. Obviously, as you can see, I'm not playing out of defence for this, and I've got work ball into the box on because we've been having too many shots from long range and everything. We've got more direct passing on, but we're trying to not do too many of these team instructions because we've been having trouble trying to use this formation. So I think whilst the players are getting used to the formation, I don't want too many team instructions on. Let's see how this goes. Batshuayi is going forward, crosses it in and wins a corner, and nothing comes of the corner. Alves into Cavani. Well picked up by Cahill. Cahill out to Batshuayi. Fabregas plays it forward. Hazard is getting in there. Great save by their goalkeeper. Played into Batshuayi, who forces another save out of their goalkeeper. And Kante's got the ball now. Plays it forward, but doesn't find anyone. PSG are now using a slow build. Cavani out wide in acres of space, cuts inside, and doesn't quite make the finish. Okay, with there's only 7 minutes left of normal time, I'm going to see if there's anybody else on our bench. Have I got anybody else? Bring Özil on, but it's going to change up the shape of the team massively. I think what I'm going to do, I am going to bring Özil on. I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to take David Luiz, who's coming back from injury and not had the greatest game, and I'm going to bring Azpilicueta back as a left back. I'm going to leave him as he is. I think, yeah, I'll leave him as a wing back on the defend. I'm going to have to leave Victor Moses up there because he can't play in any other positions. I'm just going to change that to a complete wing back on support, so he's not quite as far. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave him as a wing back, but I'm going to make him on support, so he's a little bit further back. And I'm going to change back Kante to a ball-winning midfielder on the defend, so he's a little bit further back as well. Özil's going to be an advanced playmaker, and we're just going to, for these last 10 minutes or so with added time, we're going to go control, and we're going to just see if we can get anything out of this game. We don't deserve anything, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so we pick it up here with Fabregas on the ball. Fabregas plays it forward to Kante. Gone to Bakayoko, but back to Fabregas. Kante plays it wide, and there's nobody there. And trustfully, as we've gone a bit more attacking, no more highlights by the looks of it. And I'm expecting this to just be the end of game highlight. We've won the ball back. Özil's got it there, plays it to Fabregas, who loses out. And PSG look like they're just killing time waiting for this to end. However, Di Maria's got it forward and into our box. Hazard plays it long, but that's the end of the game. So if you'd have given me 2-1 loss before the game, I'd probably have taken it. It was disappointing to see they've had 30 shots on target. So again, in that second half, they've had another 13 shots, but only one of them was on target. We've managed to keep them out in the second half as well. If we'd have managed to do that in the first half, we might have looked to push on a bit. I think we've had a fairly good second half. We were unlucky not to score at least one of those occasions. Had a few chances. There's a few shots that went rather far wide that we need to look at our finishing. Hazard and Pedro in that game had shots that really we should have done something a little bit better with, but I'm not sure what I can do to improve their finishing. I've turned work ball into the box on to try and stop them from shooting from range, but they're still just getting a little bit closer and then shooting rather wide from sort of 16 yards out. I'm not sure what I can do to fix that, but that's going to be something I have to look into. Okay, so as I said at the start of this episode, there's just the one game on this episode, and that's how it's gone. I'll just take you forward, and I'll show you the games that we're going to look at doing on the next. Sorry, the game that we're going to look at doing on the next episode. Like I say, I'm going to bring it down to one game an episode, just so that the episodes aren't half an hour long. So if we just look at the schedule, we're going to move quite far forward now. We're going to ignore all of these. We're going to make sure that we get their way into December. I think I'll probably come back for the West Ham game. It's a big game in Chelsea fans' minds, obviously with it being a London derby and West Ham. Obviously they rejected John Terry as a teenager, and we picked him up, and we've bought Frank Lampard, Joe Cole off them in the past. We've had other players that are the former West Ham players. The two clubs are not very fond of each other, but it's a game that I definitely need to win. So if we make it that far, obviously with my results at the moment, I'm probably fairly at risk of being called in and asked questions of um, in the next few weeks. So we've got to sort of pick up form. Um, I've definitely got to get at least 4 points from the West Brom Burnley games away from home, and then I've got Southampton and Everton, which are not going to be easy games at home. We're going to have to pick up. I would say we're probably going to have to pick up in those next four games at least 8 points. Uh, I'm not sure whether that's going to be possible with our away form, but we're going to have to give it a go. So that's my aim. And then, like I say, if we get that far, or if I don't get any sort of um, message from the board saying you've got to pick up X amount of points in X amount of games, and we'll come back from the West Ham game. If I am looking under pressure and I am getting told I need to pick up X points in X games, I'll show you that, and then I'll probably show you the first and maybe the last game of that period of time, see if I manage to meet the target or whether I lose the job. Um, I also don't know what I'm going to do if I do get sacked by Chelsea. Obviously, the whole aim of this save was to get us to dominate in Europe, and if I can't even get us into the top four in the Premier League, that's not going to happen, and I'm going to lose my job. So advice as to whether you think I should continue in this save and try and pick up another job, or whether you think I should do a new save and start with a different club, or do a new save and even do a UK journeyman type sale where I start in non-league as the do sort of non-league to legend rules where I start in the lowest available team closest to me and try and work my way up through the divisions. So I'm not sure what I'll do if this save fails, but if you've got any advice or if you've got any things that you'd like to see me do on FM Touch, obviously it's a little bit different to what people are doing on Full Fat FM. So yeah, that's been this episode, and I've got to pick things up before you see me again. So thank you very much for watching this episode. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you want to see how the rest of this save goes, please subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much for watching.